On behalf of the Triangle Education Foundation Board of Directors and staff, we want to say thank you to Brian for 9 great years of leadership at the Triangle headquarters. Over those past 9 years, we've seen tremendous growth. We've seen an increase in chapters, average chapter size, and number of young men that are joining Triangle Fraternity. It's been a pleasure to work together to develop educational programs that have been cutting edge, state-of-the-art, and truly serving our young members who are engineers, architects, and scientists. We have done great things to truly live up to Herb Scobie's quote, "In order to have a better world, we first have to have a world of better men." Brian, thank you for living up to Herb's quote and making Triangle a better place in your 9 years.
From the first time I walked through the door 4.5, almost 5 years ago now, Brian Tenclinger really worked very hard to create an environment in which individuals felt empowered, individuals could be successful, all the while supporting the team. And I don't think without his leadership any of that would have been possible.
So when Brian was hired, I wasn't at the office, and when I came back to the office, I was told that he was hired, and I said, Brian Tenclinger, I know that name. He's been a friend of Triangle for a long time because I'd seen his name on educational programs that he had done for us for several years. So as a friend of Triangle, I knew that this would be a good move for Triangle. We've seen staff more than double since he started, which is a positive thing. And the educational program and the expansions have been phenomenal. The number of undergrads and pledges, the numbers just reflect how good he's been for the fraternity. I wish him well and hope that in his future endeavors he finds happiness and is successful in what he does.
Brian, I remember when you first came to the office for your interview and we all sat down and talked. It's hard to believe that it's been 8 years. I wanted to let you know that one thing that I've really appreciated about working with you is that you've always been a very organized individual, probably the most organized boss that I've ever had. I think we've had a really good working relationship together. I just want to wish you the best in your future endeavors and just to say thank you.
Having a Triangle fraternity without Brian at the helm is going to be a bit odd. Brian became Executive Director in 2006, which was the same year that I pledged Triangle Fraternity. Over that time, I've seen the fraternity grow in ways that I don't think anyone could have imagined. I could go on and talk about some memories, but really, I think the best way to celebrate Brian is to look around this room and think of what chapter you're from. Most of you might not be in this room if it wasn't for Brian's outstanding expansion efforts. Most of you might not have come to convention if Brian hadn't put the importance of national meetings back on the map to our ever-growing membership. So Brian, I thank you for all you've done for the fraternity, and I wish you all the best in all your future endeavors.
Hi Brian. First off, I just want to thank you so much for taking a chance on me. While it's only been 5 months, it has been an incredible 5 months with a lot of laughs and memories. It's just so obvious the impact that you've had on the actives of Triangle and the great accomplishments you've made within this organization. I wish you and Chris the best of luck in your future endeavors, and I hope that we make you proud and continue all the success that you've had within this organization.
Brian, I'd like to thank you for being such a mentor to me over the years. I remember the first time we met 3 years ago at LTW, you made a huge impact on my life. I remember you coming to me my sophomore year of college and saying that you wanted me to come work for you, and now here I am, having a time of my life, working for the organization that I love. And I'd like to thank you for your years of service.
Let's see, January of 2012, first time I met Brian. I was actually scared. Yeah, Brian can be a very intimidating person at first. Fortunately, I had the distinct pleasure of getting to know him over the past several years. Albeit the first time him and I had a phone call, I was chapter president and I had to give him the unfortunate news of telling him we were put on probation. That was a fun call. But I had a great opportunity to grow personally and professionally under his leadership with Triangle. And for that, I obviously wouldn't be here right now. Having him give me the opportunity to really expose myself as a true gentleman and growing professionally with this organization under his leadership has been such a blessing. And for that, I thank you, Brian, and for everything that you've done for Triangle.